This is BBC One in the South. Now South Today with Sally Taylor.
Hello and welcome to South Today. The news they've been waiting for. The Hartley family hears whether mum can help save one of her children's lives. We're at home with the family live tonight. Also in tonight's programme, cracking down on antisocial behaviour. New powers imposed by the courts. And why the bishop is selling up his 10-bedroom mansion. Tonight we start with something rare in news programmes, some good news. Allison Hartley, the mother of 4 boys who each need a bone marrow transplant, has just learned she's a match for her eldest son Joshua. It means that within the next 8 weeks they should be able to begin a transplant that saves his life. Our health correspondent David Fenton is with the family at their Hampshire home this evening. David, what great news.
Fantastic news, Sally. And as you say, I'm here with Allison, with Dave, with all the children. And let me ask Allison, first of all, what your reaction was when you heard that wonderful news.
I just couldn't believe it. It was just fantastic to find out that, yes, that'll be, definitely a match for Josh.
You were waiting to hear whether you'd have these particular antibodies in your system.
That's right, yes, whether I actually have had the EBV virus. And, because I have, then I have got the right antibodies to obviously help Josh fight the infection that he's got. And
this, of course, is something that you've been sort of desperately waiting to hear.
Yes, because it just means that now, Josh has provisionally been booked in for May, and just means that at least now it can go ahead. We haven't got to wait for, more months. So that's brilliant news, yes.
Fantastic. Dave, sort of what happens next, really?
Well, the search goes on, really. We've obviously very pleased that Allison's a potential match for Josh, and that's really great news. But, we still have the other 3, Daniel, Luke here, and Nathan, waiting for matches. We don't have matches for them yet. So we'll continue to campaign. We'd continue to encourage people to phone in and join the Anthony Nolan Bone Marrow Register because they could be matches for these lads.
As a family, this must have been really heartening news for you.
It's just a great relief. I mean, we've been through a very dark place for the last 4 months after we learnt about the severity of what we're going through. It's really great that, what we were hoping for and praying for, that Allison would be a match, has actually come to pass. It's really good.
Thanks. Now, Allison, the genetic condition that the children have obviously has come down the female line, yes. i.e. for you. So this must have a very important personal significance for you that that you can help Joshua.
It does, yes, because obviously when we found out that it came from my line, we just thought it was just awful, really. So at least, it's lovely to feel that I can actually help Josh, and yes, it's just really good.
Now, you talked about possibly going in about 8 weeks' time. What's going to be happening then?
Well, yes, when we do definitely get a date. There'll be sort of 10 days when they have sort of chemo and other drugs, and then after 10th day he'll have the bone marrow, and then it'll just take time for within the first couple of weeks to see whether the immune system has started growing back again. So it's just a sort of waiting time after that, really.
So it's all the sort of action stations really ready for...
Very much so, yes. And but it's good that at least we can all go, it can go ahead now.
Fantastic. Yeah. Well, lovely news. All the family, as you can see, delighted about it. Back to you, Sally.
David, thanks ever so much for that. It is great news for them. Well done.